You know what nobody tells you about sitting 8 hours a day? It's not just your back that suffers. A recent study found that people who sit for more than 6 hours daily have a 40% higher risk of hip degeneration and chronic pain by age 60. But here's what's fascinating. In Denmark, office workers over 50 are participating in what they call micro-movement breaks. Just 4 minutes of specific stretches done right at their desks, and they're reporting less pain, better mobility, and more energy by the end of the day. The secret isn't complicated gym routines or expensive equipment. It's understanding that your hips are the center of almost every movement you make, and when they're tight, everything else struggles. Today, I'm going to show you a simple 4-minute routine you can do without leaving your chair. And by the end of this video, you'll feel the difference in how you stand up, how you walk, and how your lower back feels when you finally get home. Think about this morning. You probably sat down for breakfast, then sat in your car or on the bus, then sat at your desk for hours. When you finally stood up to walk to the bathroom or grab lunch, did you feel that stiffness? That moment where your body needs a second to remember how to move freely. Maybe you put your hand on the desk for support, or you felt that tight pulling sensation in your lower back or the front of your thighs. For so many of us over 50, this has become normal. We accept it as part of aging. We tell ourselves it's just what happens. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. Your hips aren't designed to be locked in a 90-degree angle for hours. When you sit, the muscles in the front of your hips, called hip flexors, stay shortened and contracted. Meanwhile, the muscles in your glutes and hamstrings basically fall asleep. Over time, this creates an imbalance. Your body forgets how to extend fully. And that's when the pain starts. Not just in your hips, but radiating down your legs, pulling on your lower back, even affecting how you balance when you walk. The frustration isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's the embarrassment of needing a few extra seconds to get out of a chair during a meeting. It's the fear of tripping because your legs feel unstable. It's avoiding activities you love because you don't want to deal with the stiffness afterward. But I want you to know something important. This isn't permanent. Your body has an incredible ability to respond to small, consistent changes. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need 4 minutes twice a day to remind your hips how to move the way they were designed to. Before we go any further, I want to ask you something personal, and I want you to be honest with yourself. How many times this week have you felt limited by stiffness or discomfort in your hips or lower back? How many times did you think about doing something active, like taking a walk or playing with your grandkids, but then decided against it because you didn't want to deal with the pain afterward? I know that feeling, and I want you to know you're not alone. Right now, I want you to do something simple. Go down to the comments and write this. I choose movement over stiffness. Just those 5 words. Because when you write it, you're making a commitment, not just to me, but to yourself. And when you see other people writing the same thing, you'll realize there's a whole community here who understands exactly what you're going through. We're all on this journey together. Now let's talk about what's actually going to help. These 6 movements are designed specifically for people who spend most of their day sitting. They target the exact muscles that get tight and weak from desk work. And the best part is you can do them without even standing up. Each one takes less than a minute, but together they create a powerful shift in how your body feels and functions. The first movement is called the seated hip flexor release. This is the most important stretch for anyone who sits all day because it directly addresses the tightness in the front of your hips. Here's how you do it. Sit near the edge of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. Now slide your right foot back so your knee is slightly behind your hip and your weight is on the ball of your foot. Keep your left foot planted firmly in front of you. Place your hands on your left thigh for support. Now here's the key. Gently press your hips forward, just a few inches, while keeping your back straight. You should feel a deep stretch along the front of your right hip and thigh. Don't force it. Just breathe into the stretch and hold it for about 20 seconds. Then switch sides. What's happening here is you're lengthening those hip flexor muscles that have been contracted all day. This releases tension not just in your hips, but all the way up into your lower back. Physical therapists use this exact movement with patients recovering from hip surgery because it's so effective at restoring range of motion. If you feel a little shaky at first, that's normal. It means your muscles are waking up. And if you can't slide your foot back very far, that's okay. Start where you are. Every day you do this, you'll notice you can stretch a little deeper. The second movement is the seated spinal twist with hip engagement. This one is brilliant, because it works on your mobility from two angles at once. Sit up tall in your chair with both feet flat on the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left knee so your right leg forms a triangle shape. Place your left hand on your right knee and your right hand on the back of your chair or the armrest. Now take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently twist your torso to the right, using your hand on the chair for support. Keep your hips facing forward. The twist should come from your mid-back, not your lower back. Hold this for 15 seconds, breathing slowly, then come back to center and switch sides. This movement does something incredible. It releases tension in your outer hips and glutes, areas that get extremely tight from sitting, while also improving the rotation in your spine. When your spine can't rotate freely, your hips compensate, and that's when you start feeling that deep ache in your lower back after a long day. By doing this stretch, you're teaching your body to move as one connected unit again. You might even hear a few pops or cracks. That's just gas bubbles releasing from your joints. It's completely safe and actually a sign that you're creating space where there was compression before. The third movement is the seated figure 4 stretch. This targets the piriformis muscle, a small but mighty muscle deep in your glutes that often causes referred pain down the leg when it's tight. Stay seated and cross your right ankle over your left thigh again, just like before. This time, instead of twisting, you're going to lean forward. Keep your back straight, like you're bowing respectfully to someone, and hinge forward from your hips. You should feel an intense but good stretch deep in your right glute and outer hip. Hold it for 20 seconds, breathing deeply, then switch sides. This is one of those stretches where you might feel emotional relief along with physical relief. The piriformis sits right next to your sciatic nerve, and when it's tight, it can press on that nerve and cause shooting pains down your leg. By stretching it regularly, you're preventing that compression. Many people notice that after doing this stretch consistently for a week, they have less pain when getting in and out of the car, which is one of those movements that really tests your hip flexibility. The fourth movement is called the seated cat-cow spine wave. You might recognize the names from yoga, but this version is adapted perfectly for a desk chair. Sit with your feet flat and your hands resting on your thighs. Start by arching your back, pushing your chest forward and looking slightly upward. This is the cow position. Hold for 3 seconds. Then round your back, pulling your belly button toward your spine and tucking your chin toward your chest. This is the cat position. Hold for 3 seconds. Repeat this flowing movement 5 times, slowly and with intention. What makes this so powerful is that it mobilizes every vertebra in your spine, while also engaging your core and hip muscles. When you arch forward, your hip flexors get a gentle stretch. When you round back, your glutes and hamstrings activate. This creates a pumping action that brings fresh blood and nutrients to the discs in your spine, which is critical for preventing stiffness and degeneration. People often tell me this one simple movement helps them sleep better at night because it releases tension they've been carrying in their back all day. The fifth movement is the seated ankle-to-knee hip opener. Sit tall and place your right ankle on your left knee. Flex your right foot so your toes point toward your shin. This protects your knee joint. Now place both hands on your right shin and very gently press your right knee down toward the floor while keeping your back straight. Don't force it, just apply light pressure and hold for 20 seconds. You should feel a stretch through your outer hip, glute, and even into your lower back. Then, switch sides. This is a deeper variation of the figure 4 stretch, and it's particularly helpful for people who feel tightness when they try to cross their legs, or when they're trying to put on shoes. The hip joint is designed to move in multiple directions, but when we only move it in one plane of motion, like sitting and standing, we lose mobility in those other directions. This stretch restores what's called external rotation, which is essential for walking with a natural gait and preventing falls. If your knee doesn't go down very far at first, don't worry. Consistency matters more than depth. Over time, your body will open up. The sixth and final movement is the seated heel and toe raise with hip hinge. This one might sound simple, but it's incredibly effective at waking up the connection between your lower legs, hips, and core. Sit near the front of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. First, lift your heels off the ground as high as you can, balancing on the balls of your feet. Hold for 3 seconds. Then lower your heels and lift your toes, pressing your heels into the ground. Hold for 3 seconds. Do this 5 times. Then, keeping your feet flat, lean forward from your hips, as if you're about to stand up, but don't actually stand. Hold that forward lean for 5 seconds, feeling your glutes and hamstrings engage, then sit back. Repeat 3 times. This movement is gold because it activates the muscles you need for balance and stability. When you lift your heels and toes, you're strengthening the small stabilizer muscles in your ankles and calves. When you hinge forward, you're teaching your glutes to fire, which is something that often shuts down when you sit for long periods. This translates directly into real life. You'll notice it's easier to stand up from low chairs. You'll feel more stable on uneven surfaces, and you'll have more power when you walk uphill or climb stairs. Now let's put this all together into a routine you can actually stick with. When you first sit down at your desk in the morning, take 4 minutes to do these 6 movements in order. Seated hip flexor release on both sides, seated spinal twist on both sides, figure 4 stretch on both sides, cat-cow spine wave 5 times ankle to knee hip opener on both sides, and heel-toe raise with forward hinge. Then, in the middle of your day, maybe after lunch when you're feeling that afternoon slump, take another 4 minutes and repeat the sequence. That's it. 8 minutes total spread across your day. You don't need to change your clothes. You don't need to leave your office. You just need to give your body a little bit of attention and care. What you'll notice within the first week is that you feel less stiff when you stand up. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice you're not reaching for the desk for support as often. And within a month, you might realize that the nagging lower back pain you thought was just part of your life has significantly decreased or disappeared entirely. The science behind this is simple. When you move your joints through their full range of motion regularly, you maintain the health of the cartilage, you keep the synovial fluid flowing, and you prevent the adhesions and scar tissue that cause chronic pain. You're not just stretching. You're actively maintaining your body's ability to move freely for years to come. I want to leave you with something important. You didn't wake up one day and suddenly become stiff and uncomfortable. It happened gradually, day by day, hour by hour of sitting. And the beautiful thing is, you can reverse it the same way. Gradually, consistently, with small actions that add up over time. You have more control over how you feel than you might think. This isn't about turning back the clock or pretending you're 20 again. It's about honoring the body you have right now and giving it what it needs to feel strong, capable, and free. If this video spoke to you, if you're tired of accepting stiffness as your new normal, then I want you to stay connected with this community. We share practical, real-world strategies every single week for people over 50 who want to keep moving, keep living, and keep showing up for themselves. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because your body deserves this kind of attention, and you deserve to feel good in it. Remember, age is just a number, but movement is a choice. And today, you chose yourself.